I was born in Colombia under an umbrella of limited horizons. Although I was fortunate to have a family that bonded through love and integrity, the reality was that our culture remained overshadowed by the remnants of conflict and war. This all changed when I moved to Alaska. At 10 years old, Alaska was a paradise. My mother worked vigorously and saved money for us to travel home often. I was able to retain my Spanish and remain close to our culture and traditions. Upon graduating high school, I immersed myself at the University of Alaska, attained sophomore status, and left the last frontier for a semester of study abroad. Ever passionate about the power of language across cultures, I help children, teenagers, and adults developing their English skills. I felt a calling to pursue what I loved most and to learn how to mediate the inequalities that bring about human and environmental unrest. I came to Portland State, and it presented me with the opportunity to learn not just about how countries develop, but how different ways of serving abroad can make a difference in people's lives. As I think global and act local, I hope to create projects in Colombia that help vulnerable populations. I've also come to see that we don't always have to travel thousands of miles away to implement change. We can create change right here at home.
I was born in Ethiopia and spent my early childhood there. I spent several years in orphanage until I was adopted by an American family in October of 2000. My transition into the United States was very difficult. I was overwhelmed by the constant noise, new food, culture. I did not know the language, and it was so far behind my classmates. At Portland State University, I have friends from all around the world. I get to broaden my horizons in terms of culture and perspective. After graduation, I plan on returning to Ethiopia for several years to be fluent in my native tongue. I want to find some family and get immersed in my culture, which I miss dearly.
Having spent my entire life in Shanghai, coming to the US felt like the next step. I was suddenly plopped into a city with the population of half a Shanghainese district, and I went from being the white kid in Shanghai to the Asian one in Portland. My academic pursuits and my amazing professors kept me on track, and slowly I acclimated to Portland life. Some of my OCC scholarship will go to academic resources, and the rest for living expenses in Washington, D.C. for an internship related to Asia-Pacific policy. From the director of the CIA to a professor who spends his time studying tribes in third world countries, I've heard one shared single piece of advice to follow for a future career in international relations or affairs. Be an interesting person.
I spent last summer as an intern at the Center for Social Medicine, the main attraction in Loni, India, a small rural village with a single road. Living and learning in another culture was nothing less than incredible, and the different social dynamics in India were often refreshing, sometimes comical, and always welcoming. In India, I gained cross-cultural experience in the provision of healthcare at the public health and biomedical levels. Back at the U of O, my major is international studies with a concentration in global health. I'm looking forward to applying my 4 years of academic training to real-world needs and situations. The OCC scholarship will be funding the remaining tuition costs for the year. Eventually, I hope to earn a master's in public health, and after that, who knows? Maybe one day I'll end up at the World Health Organization headquarters in Geneva. The students who earn an OCC scholarship want to make the world a better place. We share the goal of making a difference in our communities, helping and empowering individuals in countries across the globe. We've traveled or come from Europe, Asia, Africa, India, and the Americas. And we've gained language skills, confidence, and an appreciation for the value of changing our perceptions of who we are as citizens of our respective countries. The OCC scholarship is an honor, recognition that we're doing something right. It's an empowering validation that whatever course we're taking for a future, someone believes in us and what we're doing.